let me tell y'all what really happened. I went to the Boozy Book Tour in Charlotte, like I said. Um, I met a lot of great authors there. I bought a lot of books. I went to Norian's table last because he was busy when I got in. That's fine. So I went to his table last. And of course, I'm there to support. So I wanted to buy a book. So I ended up buying the Autumn book, the T.L. Johnson book. I bought a shirt as well. Um, and as I'm checking out, he's signing the book. And, all good. Interaction was good. Later on, got back to my room, and I'm looking through my books, and I open it and see the inscription, and my name is spelled wrong. Now, there's only 3 letters in my name, in my first name. There's only 3. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna need this fixed. So I did reach out to Mr. Norian and say, hey, you spelled my name wrong. And he did rectify the situation after several weeks. Several weeks. So that's why I have 2 copies of this book. But I'm just giving him a hard time about it. I would give one away, but what does that say?
Oh, it ain't coming into focus. Hold on, wait.
You're not in focus. Exhibit A.
There you go. Because you're saying, you said I was overwhelmed. That was Exhibit A. That's why I was trying to write down to see. And then on the other side is Exhibit B, but you was talking faster. So I'm just saying, like, you're making my face. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, I do apologize. I didn't properly correct it. Is what I'm saying. But
yeah, but
I was overwhelmed.
The moral of the story is he did make it right, but I'd like to give him a hard time. But I was surprised when I saw my name spelled Kaya. I'm like, who that? That ain't me.
And what happened was, even in my brain when it was happening, because there was a lot going on, I was trying to process it, and I knew that's not. Because I even said something. I said, "Hey, look, I remember it. I remember where I dropped the ball, but it was like it was happening." So
it is okay.
It
is okay. Like I said, I like to give you a hard time, but it is okay. So, like I said, I'll just have 2 copies. I can't give away one because one is inscribed. So they're both inscribed. So.
Kaya.
Kaya.
If you want a book,
if anyone named Kaya would like this book, let me know. Kaya. If that is your name, you got a book. You got a book for me. All right, so let's get into this book discussion because I know you're interested in talking about the Autumn book and the accompanying soundtrack of 7 original songs that you also wrote for the book. And I thought that was pretty awesome. So I have a few questions for the book. And then we can talk about the soundtrack because I know you bursting at the seams to talk about that soundtrack, and you should be very proud of it. I feel like it was a really good compliment to the story. It enhanced it, and it was true to the characters. So I think it was a great touch. So
I appreciate you saying that.
You're welcome. So for those watching who have not read this book here, Autumn, A Love Story, can you tell us what it's about?
Oh man, like that's always the hardest thing to ask an author because you don't know what your book is about. But it's a second coming of age story is what I kind of titled it in my mind. You know, you come of age as a teenager, but then what does that look like as an adult when you really figure out what adulthood is, right? So you had this young man who was kind of going through that, going through that coming of age and realizing that like life is life, and for him, it'll never stop life. And he can either rise to that occasion or drown in it, but along the way he finds love and works love's place in that. And so it's a great there are a lot of questions to be asked about it, and it's just one of those stories that I think that I was blessed to be able to tell.
Okay. So, who was your favorite character to write in this story? Can I tell
Boy,
you my favorite character?
go ahead.
I like Little Solomon.
He's
I
solid,
liked
yeah.
him. He was the cutest. He was the cutest.
He's adorable. But he
But
was the only one that had no drama going on, so I can see, my story.
he was
He's
really
very
cute. Yeah, I
sympathetic.
liked him. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit more why I liked him as we go on. But who would you say was your favorite character to write?
Um, Man, that book is unique in a sense that I don't know if I had a favorite character. Like
Mm,
I normally do. Like I normally probably have someone who like in a book that's kind of like I'm leaning towards them. Not that I'm leaning towards them, but they identify.
right.
But this one, I was just a fly on the wall. I just really kind of had to I would say I care for all of them equally,
Oh, okay.
because um they were so, in my opinion, they were such pronounced people. You just had to it was like a salad, right? It was like the tomatoes taste like this and the lettuce tastes like this and the cheese tastes, and I think that's kind of how they kind of blended in the book. So
Yeah. You even
yeah.
have an equal amount of care for the character Monique?
Yeah, yes, I can. Yes, even though she's, yes, because she is who she is. Even Raylene, they are who they are, and I think that like there is just something. I never disengaged from writing any of them.
Yeah.
Like they frustrated me at times, and there were definitely choices I wouldn't make, and there were things and there were people who I would agree with who I couldn't go on record and say, hey, you should take his advice. But there are things like that. But just watching who they are, um, you know, it was dope. It was really dope to watch, be a witness to that. You know,
Alrighty.
kind of.
Um, which scene did you find the most challenging to write? Because I can imagine there was probably a few. I can imagine. But what stands out to you as the most challenging?
Mm,
Yeah, there's a lot going on in this book.
that's a tough one. Um, that's a tough one. Um, I think I think I think the hardest thing to write
Hmm.
was Tatum breaking up with Autumn. I
Um,
think that was hard. Just because everything he had been through at that point, and where he was, I think that was probably the most. It was probably the most. Yeah, yeah. I think
yeah.
there were a lot of hard scenes.
Oh, I
It's not a
know. I
it's not an
know.
easy book to read. It's not an easy book to write.
Yeah.
So but I think that one specifically, because I knew what it cost, and so I felt like,
Mm,
okay, this is probably, but it just, you know,
right.
yeah, no,
Yeah, I could see that.
I can see that. Yeah.
And
There were some other things, but I
there's a
think
lot
that
of things that I
there's
can
a lot.
imagine as a writer that would have been difficult for you to write through. One part that stands out to me was, in spoiler alert, is when Mr. Johnny Clark passed away. I could imagine that was a difficult one as well, especially because Tatum missed it. You know what I mean? So I can imagine that was difficult as well. But what I feel about your writing, and I told you before that you have a way, I feel like you have a way of putting everything together um in a way that is just like really cohesive, and it's just really cohesive and well done. I feel
I
like
think
I feel like that.
I appreciate
Um
it. I'm
all
always
right. You're welcome. My next question is, how much, if any at all, how much of Tatum is a part of you, or how much of yourself rather did you put in Tatum, if
You
any at
know,
all, if any
you
at
know, it's
all?
crazy. I love this because it's like I love like people ask me that's about Lucas. There are certain characters that show up like, who are you, right? It's like I'm just a guy that was listening to him.
Right.
Like I don't like I'm a different. I like don't expect that because there are things that like they would do. I was like, that's ridiculous. You mean, or there were things like, oh my gosh, that's sinister. Whatever it is. But I'm just in the room. And so I like Tatum because there are things that I can appreciate about him. He had a very forceful nature at times with certain things, and I can appreciate that. Um, there are things I can't appreciate about him. It's just like, hey man, what you do? But I love the fact that you have this vulnerable male protagonist just living his life, trying to figure it out. I think that like just like he took all the arrows. He got hit with every punch life threw at him.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
kept walking, man. And so I just and for that alone, like he has my respect. Even though because other people would be like, I'm gonna hit back or I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna quit. Something would have happened differently, but he just kept going. And
He
that
did.
that that one of the things that's always interesting for me is that like how closely in my opinion he is tied to the journey of Santiago in the story The Alchemist, right? Like just kind of like I see the compare I see I love that, for Tatum because you know in his heart of hearts he's a dreamer. You know what I mean? Like, but he's just not allowed to dream.
Right.
He's because he
Right.
gotta be and
Right.
so it's just,
Right.
so it's cool, So all of that is really cool just to be, oh wow, I get to do this. That's great, So yeah.
Yeah. What I like about the characters in the story is that, and you did this with Money and Power and Sex as well. Everybody has a flaw. No character is just like the ideal perfect character. Every character has a flaw they have to deal with, confront, and work through. So I like that about the book because of course, I consider it a romance. Well, it is, it's a love story. So it is a romance book. And, sometimes you get like, he was 6'5", 250 pounds, and he was perfect in every way, It's just like, yeah, that's cool if that's what you want. But I like how you add the realness to the character and still make them endearing. I like that you did that. All right, so another part that I liked about the story, I told you I like Little Solomon. Let me tell you a part that made me LOL, and you probably hear this a lot about this LOL. Do you know what I'm about to say?
I'm gonna guess. I don't know. No, I'm not gonna guess. I'm gonna
You know what
tell
I'm
me.
going to say. You know exactly what I'm going to say. I just know in my brain, you know what I'm going to say. But when they visited in JC in the rehab facility, you know what I'm going to say, don't you?
No, I don't.
You don't?
I don't.
Okay. So they visited JC in the rehab facility, and he's talking about how he's a lion and all these things about how he's a lion and, how lions do this and lions do that. And then the baby says, well, I thought you was in here to help you to stop smoking. When I tell you what, I
Okay, I do. I do. I
I
do. I
was
do. I ain't gonna say
through.
it, but I do.
I
I do
was
what you
through.
know.
I'm gonna have to bleep that out, but that part had me in tears. That had me in tears. Oh my God. That was like the biggest bubble burst ever because that is so real to how kids are.
Out the mouth of babes. Just out the mouth of babes.
That
They gonna say
was
what's on they
that was hilarious. And also Tatum's friend, his name escapes me. Um,
stone.
Stone. He was a plum fool. He was a plum fool. He was very crude. He was very blunt. He said some stuff I ain't never heard before, but he was a good friend.
He was.
He meant well, and I liked his story as well.
Yeah.
So this is what I want to. This is another part of the story I want to address, and I don't know if I'll bleep this out or edit it out or what. But I wanted to say something to you with money, power, and sex because there's a word that you use that is just cringe when it comes.
Oh, I already know.
Why do you use that word?
Look, watch this.
Don't say it.
I'm not gonna say it.
Why do you use that word?
But I know.
Why do you use?
And actually, it's funny. It's funny that you bring this up right now at this time, since I've learned. See, okay, so watch this. We're talking about the journey, right? So, like when you're young and you start this journey, and you don't know, I've told you before, you're figuring out your voice. And for me, for variety is important. I was in my head. This is variety. In my head, this is variety. And so as I'm writing, it's variety, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think you want to hear it over and over. I could say this one thing, but I don't think you want to hear it over and over. So I need variety as I'm writing. What I learned along this journey but this was after this. This was after all of this, right?
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh yeah, okay, I can hear it now. You know what I mean? Like it was like, oh, I hear it now because someone told me, hey, wait a minute. Like the way that you don't use it in your real life. Why would you use it here?
Right.
Because I was like, oh yeah,
I get it.
I get it. And so that was kind of what it was. You know what I mean? And so it's so funny that you say this because, like, it was have to go back.
It's so cringe.
I've actually.
What?
But yeah. So that's kind of one of those things where you just don't know until you know.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then you're like, okay, now I get it. I hear it. I get it.
Okay.
Because no one says you can go out here and write, make a whole career out of it. You know what I'm saying? You show them one day you start to say, oh.
Okay, I was just asking because I had to. I couldn't let it pass. I couldn't let it pass.
No. Trust me, this is not the first or the last time. That is one of those things that I am always grateful to hear. If I'm being honest with you, because it just affirms what I now know. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So let me move on. Right. Let me move on. So another thing that I really liked about this book is the way you made Tatum very expressive about his feelings and his love for Autumn throughout their journey. And it's very poetic in nature. And I love poetry. So I appreciated the way that Tatum spoke to her and about her. And I actually highlighted something that I wanted to read. That I thought was like really, really nice that Tatum said about Autumn. Well, he didn't say it, something that he thought. So I don't know what chapter this is, but this is page 112.
Okay.
And it's I know, right?
That was by design, y'all, in case y'all that was all
very ironic, very ironic. So it says he could smell the scent of lilac. No, let me not do. He could smell the scent of lilacs and shea butter that moistened her hair. It was intoxicating, but it all paled in comparison to the immeasurable depth of her light brown eyes, a beacon to the dawn of creation, a gateway to a soul filled with passion, understanding, empathy, and life. She was beautiful by that definition, and he could not look away. That was a bar. That was a bar. And for all you fellas out there watching, listening, take notes. Take notes. Do that. Say that. Something similar. Just go buy the book. Go buy the book. Go to
Out of
page
the
112. Take that. Use it. Okay? Sincerely, Kaya. But overall, I enjoyed the book. I think it's a 5-star read.
Thank you so
I
much.
think it's something that if you like romance, it's a story that you could really get into and appreciate. The last question I have for the book, because we're going to talk about the soundtrack, but the last question I have for the book is, do you believe that a love like Tatum and Autumn's could actually exist? Do you believe that?
Yeah, yeah, I do. I do.
You do.
I do. Yeah, yeah. I think they can exist. I think that's a real thing. I think that yeah. Wow, that's a deep question. But yeah, I think you can.
Okay.
Now, now, yeah, 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 it can exist. It can
Very,
definitely exist.
very nice. Very nice. I'm gonna let you off the hook with that. I'm just gonna end that there. Um, I believe that too. I'll say that too. I
Yeah.
believe that it can too. So, this is a two-book series. I want to put that out there as well. The second book in this series is called Blue: Love Letters to Fatima. And once you read the first book, you'll understand the Blue and Fatima references. So it's a two-book series. But in addition to the books, you created a soundtrack for the book,
Mm,
all original songs that you wrote. And when I initially saw it and I saw your name as an artist, I was like, wait, he's singing? Like I was confused. I was
yeah.
confused for a moment. But you have some wonderful singers, some really nice beats that go hand in hand with the two characters, Autumn and Tatum. And like I said, I feel like it enhances the story. Can you tell us why you decided to do a soundtrack? Oh, and before you tell me that, I'll tell you my two
Mm,
favorite songs on there. My two favorite songs on there are Bedroom Details and Heaven. Those are my two faves. Those are my two faves. So tell
mm,
us why you decided to have a
mm,
soundtrack for the book.
mm. So for me, again, and you know this about me. Like at this point, I'm on the kid side and romance. Like, I like in order to create something, I gotta see it the way I see it. I gotta really be able to. It wasn't really a decision. I don't know if I could have told the story without the soundtrack. And
Mm,
I know nothing about music. Let me be clear about this. I know absolutely nothing about music. But Tatum knows a lot about music, apparently. Because if you look at the soundtrack, the people who got the box for the soundtrack, oh, actually, I had these boxes, and the boxes came with a CD for the soundtrack, right? And so, remember back in the '90s where that was one of my favorite things to do was get the CD and see what was on the inside,
mm,
and you know what I'm saying? Like that was my joint. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I did. Like here, this is the CD cover, the CD somewhere. But so that's the CD cover, but like inside you got the artwork, right? And so the
mm.
artwork, and then you got the poem that he wrote, or a poem that he wrote. But on the back of it, which is cool, I don't know if you can see any of this. You
Okay.
see all the songs were written by Tatum. So
I
to answer
love
your
that.
question, if did he become the thing? Yeah, and that's why like even the singer. is drinks in the book. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes, yes,
artistry is
yes.
seen. It's the same character.
Right, right, right.
So yeah.
I
So it's
caught
like
that.
it's just really cool to. So yeah. So to me, it's really cool because and then what's so crazy about it is this: if you pay attention to this picture, right?
Mm-hmm. You going go
If you're
ahead,
gonna
put
see
it
a couple
together,
of
put it together. I already know.
I
I thought about that as soon as I saw the picture. I thought about it. The painting.
well yeah, that is what it is. You're right. That's what it is. Yeah, but also you're 1,000% right on that, right? I tell you what, you tell them that part, and I'll tell them the other part. Yeah, I'll tell you the part you don't. We'll do it like that. This is a
Oh, so in the book, Autumn, the character Autumn is an artist, and she doesn't share her work with the public because pretty much she doesn't really, in my opinion, she doesn't really believe in herself, or she has a fear of doing it. However, she has some paintings that are in her home that are on her wall for display only, that she calls pieces of her heart, and that she will never get rid of those paintings because they are parts of her. One of the paintings described in the book is what he just showed on that CD, which I have never seen that picture until just now. So as soon as I saw it, I thought about that part of the book when they're describing the paintings. That's one of them.
what I'll add to that is
Mhm.
it's also the cover for Winter. So
Oh, really?
yeah. So it all goes together.
You're
It's
gonna
all
Okay, we're gonna have
very
that's
Machiavellian over there.
we're
It's
gonna
a
yeah,
lot.
we're gonna have to have another podcast for winter. We're gonna have another podcast for winter. All right.
Yeah,
So
so it's just that's just fun.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of the whole thing. It's just all these little pieces in the book. But yeah, so Tatum wrote all the songs, and so like it says executive, it says all songs written by Taylor Clark, executive producer Taylor Clark. You won't be able to see that there, but in the story, he fancies himself a songwriter. So you get
Mm-hmm.
to hear so it's almost an ode to his happily ever after, if you
It
will.
is.
So that's kind of how it came. Long way to land this plane. How it came about was I needed to hear Bedroom Details was the first thing I produced, and I needed to hear what was happening before I wrote the book. So that's kind of how the music actually came first, and I was like, oh, this. Okay,
Yeah.
let's do this. And so it kind of that's how it worked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But again,
So
I know nothing about me. It's all a guess.
but you did a really good job on it. So if you all, excuse me, not if, when you all read the book, make sure you also listen to the soundtrack, and you can find the soundtrack streaming on all platforms, right?
Mhm.
I listened to it on Amazon Music, but you could just find it. You can type in Autumn a Love Story, or you can type in Norian Love, and you'll be able to find it. And if I'm able to find a link or something, or I can put the link in the description as well for y'all
Yeah,
to.
I got all those social links for them. So I
Okay,
can
then the links will be down in the description for you to enjoy the book and to enjoy the soundtrack. So I like that you have a complete world for that book. I thought it was a really good touch. I appreciate the creativity that went into that. Um, and I appreciate that you brought your vision to life. So I think it's great, and I think others will enjoy it. So push that soundtrack just as much as you push that book. I'm just telling you, just push that soundtrack just as much. Um,
think.
so that's the last question I have for the book. Now I'm gonna open myself up to put myself in a line of fire. Do you have any questions for me as far as what I thought about the book or the soundtrack?
Yeah, I want to know all of it. So you go ahead. Like
What
I
what
was shocked at the bit. I want to know what you thought about the book. I want to know what you thought about the soundtrack. I just heard, but I would like you to go into detail about what you thought about the world building in and of itself. You know what I'm saying? And then I think
for
those are my three.
the father's character? Oh, let me say this. I felt like that was horrible advice. I felt that was horrible advice. I felt that was horrible advice. Okay? I was so
But
mad.
that was the point of
That's
it.
when I had messaged you. That's when I had messaged you and I was like, I don't know if you're trying to piss me off or not, but I'm gonna keep reading because that pissed me off. That was horrible advice. And then his friend gonna give him the same horrible advice in the hospital bed. And you still giving horrible advice in the hospital bed and you almost dead. Like, really? That's the best you could do? That was horrible advice. It made me so mad. And so he takes this horrible advice. You see how my tone just switched? But he takes this horrible advice, does it, and then after he does it, he got to live in it. And he knows it's horrible, but he does it anyway. And he's living in this horrible situation that he done decided to be a part of. Then he gonna go to his mother, and his mother, the only one that got sense, like, pretty much, this is dumb. Don't do it. Why are you doing this? So yeah, I'm sorry. Now I can go back to my calm voice.
I will say this. The point of that was exactly that. The nuance there is that while the person who gave him the advice was just getting to know him or knew a piece of him, the person who gave him the advice he needed, like, was in the trenches, knows him.
Yeah.
So, hey, do this. And so I think it's kind of that where he was such in the middle of so many different things at the time. And how it happened, how the advice came was just like, man, what do you do with that?
It was awful. It was the most awful advice. And I'm sitting there reading it and I'm like, but that's true to life. People will give you horrible advice that they don't have to live with. They don't have to live with that. And
it's their mistake. And they want you to live their life.
Yeah, over. And it's just like,
you can't do that.
I was like, come on, Tay-Tay. Come on, Tay-Tay. Don't do that, Tay-Tay. What did Tay-Tay do? Act stupid. Did I answer your question? I don't know if I did.
You did. Look, it was worth it.
All right.
You didn't. It was worth it.
So for this part of the podcast, I'm going to have my resident narrator give us 2 excerpts of the book Autumn for you to enjoy. So here we go.
Tatum rolled over, opened his eyes, and found Autumn lying next to him. Now the night was coming back to him. The sun laid against her skin, almost kissing it. Her eyes were locked on his. It was different. She was different. She was beautiful. He watched as her eyes unwaveringly told a story in exchange, a story of them. Neither one of them wanted to look away. "Hey," she said. He'd seen her every day for the past 6 weeks, yet never saw her, or any woman before her, look the way she looked at him at this moment. He admired the way the slivers of sunlight shimmered on her light golden brown skin. He could smell the scent of lilacs and shea butter that moistened her hair. It was intoxicating, but it all paled in comparison to the immeasurable depth of her light brown eyes. A beacon to the dawn of creation, a gateway to a soul filled with passion, understanding, empathy, and life. She was beautiful by that definition, and he couldn't look away. "Hey," he finally said, keeping his eyes fixed on hers. The pair looked at each other as the energy filled all but the space between them. She smiled and bit her lip. "How did you sleep?" His lips met hers at the end of her sentence. The kiss filled the room with an unrelenting passion he didn't know he had been suppressing. He abandoned the notion of friendship without reservation. He wanted to kiss her again, and she welcomed that. They'd passed a boundary neither one of them anticipated crossing, and there was no turning back for either of them. As they continued to explore each other, he moved down her neck and bit into her with the aggression of a man's nature. He rolled on top of her and took off the white muscle shirt she had given him. "Damn," she said, running her hand across his dark, chiseled chest and down his bulging, deep bronze arms. Her eyes examined his physique, followed by her fingers. She ran her fingertip across each cut of definition in his chest and abdomen. Her eyes approved, and she looked him in the eyes again. There was a language being spoken without words, one that gave him permission to continue. "Why do you love me?" The question caught him off guard. He looked at her as her mood became serious. She continued, "Why do all of this? Get me this beautiful necklace, tickets to my favorite artist, build an Instagram profile, hell, a business, and try to get me to reconnect with my dad. I need to know. Why do you care? Is this real?" Tatum smiled and looked out the window before returning to her beautiful brown eyes. "If you would have told me 6 months ago I would even be talking to you after the day we met, I'd have laughed in your face. But, I mean, you've been here. We've had moments better than any I can remember in my life, and I think about you all the time. I want you to be happy. Seeing you smile makes me happy. I think about your smile and it fills me. When you ask me what I'm thinking about you. The answer is always you. You're in my dreams. It's you when I'm awake, and it's you when I'm happy, sad, lonely, horny, and when I breathe." She covered her lips with her hand as he continued. "I wear my heart on my sleeve, Autumn. I think you don't show your heart because you're afraid someone's going to break it." He watched her as the moonlight glistened off her mocha cheekbones. "I won't break your heart because I'm giving you mine to keep. And I like my heart. I need my heart, but not as much as I need you. And yeah, it's been 6 months on paper, but I feel as if I've loved you over several lifetimes. Hell, I don't know if I could stop now if I tried. You ask me, why do I do this? Why do I care? To me, the answer is simple. I was born to. You are my Fatima."
All right. So thank you, Edwin, for that read. Tell me, what did you think about that?
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Edwin, you did a good job. I
Great.
appreciate that.
All right. All right. Thank you as always, Edwin. I appreciate you. All right. So now we are at the end of the podcast where we play a game. And I am excited about this game we're about to play because I have been playing this game with guests and it has been going over really well. It's a lot of fun. The game is called Lyrically Correct. Here is the game. You good?
Doing a hip hop game. That's where McCain goes. We're gonna do a hip hop game.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
Okay.
All right, I'm ready.
Correct. I'm just gonna task you with getting 5 of them correct. I don't think you'll have an issue. It is hip hop and R&B from the 90s and the 2000s. Are you ready?
You know what time it is? Oh wait, you know what time it is?
Oh my goodness. All right. First one. What does Lauryn Hill find funny about money? If you think of the song Lost.
It's funny how money changes the situation.
Miscommunication lead to complication.
There you go. That's it. Yeah.
My emancipation don't fit your equation. I was on you on every station. Someone played the Lorraine like she done. Okay. All right. All right, next one. According to Carlos Santana and the product GMB, where was Maria from? Maria.
Mine was the West Side Story.
Where was she from?
Spanish Harlem.
Spanish Harlem. Correct.
There we go.
These are easy.
Took a minute. That one would have tripped me up and took my brain because I'm old. But I had to go.
Okay. Let me see. Here we go. At what age was Tupac kicked out on the streets?
I'm gonna say 16, even though I have to pick of the song. But I know every time everything has to be in at 16.
This is actually multiple choice. This one is actually multiple choice. 17, 14, 13, or 16.
And I was young, me and my mom had beef. 17 years old, kicked out on the streets.
Yep.
17. Yeah, okay.
17.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that was 4. Let me give you another one. Jodeci will give up their money, house, and cars for what? Take my money.
For a shot of you.
Nope.
You can have it all. Wait. I'll take my money, my house, and my cars. Yeah, for a shot of you. For a hit of you. For a hit of you.
Okay.
A shot for a hitter. My bad. I'm gonna know. You can have it all, babe. Whatever. Yeah. Phoenix.
Yes. I think that was 5, but I'll give you a couple more because I know you like this. I know you like this.
I know this is my joy. Yeah.
According to Ja Rule, what does every thug need? And say it with some oomph. What does every thug need? Come on.
Every dog needs a lady. That's the thing, right? Every dog needs a. I hated Ja Rule, man. I did. But my baby. That's the shit I hated Ja Rule. But I do remember, I hated every Ja Rule song. Oh my God. Ja Rule worked for me.
Yeah. I can't. Oh my gosh. Okay, you're gonna know this one. Who did Wishbone from Bone Thugs and Harmony miss?
Uncle Charles, y'all.
Uncle Charles, y'all. I miss my Uncle Charles, y'all.
And I miss my Uncle Charles, y'all. Like my best friend, look, I hope you watch this because you're going to understand. And we break the sheet, Bone Thugs and Harmony. All right, I'm done.
All right, let me give you 2 more because I know you're going to get all these.
That was a hip hop Jedi. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I get them all right, but I mean, if you had to go on this, if this was a real life game show and you needed a contestant to ride with you on the team, I'm on the top of the list of people who you picking. Like, honestly, realistic, all right? Like, I mean, like, if it can go, it's gonna work out.
In Snoop's song "Beautiful," Pharrell wants his girl to know that she's really what?
His favorite girl.
Nope.
Wait. Beautiful. I just want to know, you know that you are really special. That's what it is. Oh, why? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Let me give you one more. I'll give you another Lauryn Hill.
I just want you to know you're my favorite girl. That was part of it. Beautiful. I just want you to know you're my favorite girl. So when you said that, I was like,
yep.
But
I was giving you a hint. You don't need a hint, but this is going to be the last one. I mean, you already got past 5 points, but here's the last one. If Nas and Lauryn Hill ruled the world, what would they do? Give it to me. Give it to me.
I don't know this is one of them songs that you know the words to, and so you have to say them, and you don't know if you'll know
You
the
know
words.
it. You know, if
I
I
rule the
rule the
world.
world,
I
imagine
see
that.
all my guns,
Sons.
sons. That makes more sense.
It does. What? Yes, they free all their sons.
That was a joke. I knew the song. I was my son.
All
Like
right.
diamonds and pearls. If you buy,
Mm.
but yeah, that Nas. That was a song that turned me on to Nas. So yeah, I knew that song. Yeah, yeah. So, but now I was just being funny. So yeah.
Yeah, I know you knew the song. So that was the last question. And for a bonus, bonus, you're going to have to give me a song. I need to be serenaded.
Mm. I can't sing though. Like it's just
That don't matter.
Okay.
That don't matter. Are you nervous?
I'm not nervous. I just want to make sure that if I'm going to sing a bad song, it's my best bad song.
You
You're
can
one of my best.
go by your favorite boy band, Jackson 5.
Ooh. Got it.
Okay.
Wait, no. So it seems that pain heartache seems to follow me wherever I go. I can't do that.
Oh.
Never can say
goodbye.
goodbye.
Oh.
No.
Go ahead.
Never can say goodbye. Even though that pain and heartache seems to follow me wherever I go. I don't know one of the lyrics, so I'm a freestyle this oh. Cause I could not even remember, but there's something about the door. Tell me why. Oh,
Is it so? Come on.
I wanna let you go. I never can say goodbye, girl.
I never can say goodbye.
I never can say goodbye. No.
No.
Yeah, okay, that's why I got to get that.
Right. All right. So we have come to the end of the podcast. Thank you for being patient with us and indulging in our foolery. It has been a blast as always. Is there anything you would like to say before we close out?
They're going to have a blast with these edits because the wardrobe change is just on my end alone. It's just been something that you're going to have to keep up with. But I appreciate you for taking the time to go down all of this foolery with me. So thank you. And I appreciate, I love what you're doing. Please keep doing it. I'm a huge fan. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you so much. All right, y'all. Well, we are going, and I will see you on the next one. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Oh, the shirt didn't come.
No, it didn't. No.
That's your fault.
I need to change this shirt. No, it's not. It's not.
You gave me the wrong address.
It is.
I was going to take it easy on you today, but you messed all that up. You messed all that up.
Why did I mess up? Okay. Sorry.
Number one, I'm waiting. Number two, you ain't got the shirt. Number three, I want to. Yeah, go ahead and change that shirt. Look like you got a stain right there. You got a
I'm gonna go. I'm a disruptor for you. Your organization cannot deal with this.
No.
It ain't me. You could really stop. Honestly, you could after that.
No.
This feels great. Okay.
Stop. We good. Are you trying not to laugh? You're trying not to laugh.
I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just trying to be quiet. Like you've seen it before, or you've seen it previous, because it's they. You saw this. You saw this. Never mind.
We got to get through this. right, here we go. What?
No, I had to get it out before.
We
Come on,
we gotta get through it.
I'm done. I'm done.
No,
Give
no,
it a
no.
shot,
I'm
son.
just
You're
saying
right.
we gotta get through it.
Go
All right,
ahead.
get your face on. Here we go.
Press.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mic'd Up Podcast. My name is Kaya. I am an author, an entrepreneur, and a podcaster. And you're getting ready to laugh. What's wrong
Me?
with you? Yes,
I was so in.
I see your face. I'm looking at you. All right. Hello.
Wait. Okay. Okay. Now that was the last one because it was like funny after that.
All right. Hello, everyone.
That's you.
What did I do?
I thought you laughed. I thought you were smiling. You smiled a little.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mic'd Up Podcast. My name is Kaya.
Swear to God, this is it. Oh, I'm for real.
You're missing your glasses, though. Oh, they're on top of your head. Mercy. And I don't have my other shirt. What? You're sideways.
Maybe.
You're sideways. That's a flex because get you an author that can do both. It's not all hip hop, but
it's all good. Ready. I get ass and be like, I go.
Holy moly. All right, so what I've been asking my guests to do is a drop for their podcast.
Hey, this is Norian Love, and I'm being forced to record this under duress. Hey guys, this is Norian Love. Check out my interview with
Now you know how it feels. Now you know how it feels.
Hey guys, this is Norian Love. Check out my interview with Kaya Montague on the Mic'd Up Podcast Friday at 10 Central Time. No, actually, it's Eastern Time. Hey guys, this is Norian. Hey guys, this is Norian Love. Check out my interview with Kaya Montague on the Mic'd Up Podcast at 10 Eastern Time every Friday. Not every Friday, just the Friday that I'm going to be on there. So check it out then.
You cannot be serious. I'm in the game. I'm your coach. Hey, y'all. This is Norian Love, author of The Money, Power, and Sex, blah, 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 The Plot Twist King, blah, 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 your favorite author's author. I want y'all to check out my podcast this Friday at 10 on the Mic'd Up Podcast with my girl, Kaya. I'll see you then. There you go. Come on.
10 o'clock Eastern Time. It's going to be fun.
No.
I hope I did. No. What I missed?
So, you're going to do this on your own time, okay? Because you really do look like you're thinking about what you're saying.
I
am. And I know you're going to do well at this. Okay.